Welcome, welcome, welcome. This is Edna J. White, and I'm so glad you are here with me once again. And today's topic is going to be about taking part of your part in the breakdown of a relationship. Many people say they want healing, but they don't want to do the work. They don't want to find out what really happened. They want the breakthrough, but they don't want to know about the breakdown. So today we're going to talk about how we can take part of the breakdown and be able to forgive ourselves and forgive the other person and move ahead to break through. So we've all heard the statement breakthrough, and I'm waiting for my breakthrough, and I'm waiting for all of that. Well, in your waiting, while you're waiting, you should be healing and doing some work to accept your part of the breakdown of a relationship, of a job, the breakdown of love with it yourself or with someone else. You have to understand what healing is. So let's go through what healing is, because you hear the word, but we don't always, link it to the right, you know, I guess avenues or the part of the journey that we're on. So it's something you want to be healed, but you don't link healing to maybe only to sickness, only to an illness, but you never identify it with a personal situation or mistakes that you've created for yourself, or things that someone else passed down to you, or things that just someone just gave you that is not part of what you were going to be, but someone spilled over on you, their pain on you. So healing has to do with the whole man. That's your mind, your body, your spirit, your soul. Okay? And those four things have to be totally healed or trying to get into alignment. So when one is out of whack, something else will kind of suffer the consequences. But when we start getting out of the pain, those things start to line up. You have to be willing to make your healing priority. That doesn't mean, saying I can't talk to you, I can't do this, I can't. It means that I am me, do the work. I am willing to make this a priority. So I am at home asking myself these questions. I am taking care of things. I am journaling. I am having self-care, and I'm reading and educating myself on what I am dealing with. What is the source of the pain? Okay, many people, again, want the healing, but don't want to look inside to see the source of their pain or to deal with it. They want to hand it off to someone so they can kind of fix it and make it better and then hand it back to them. Or they just want to say, okay, let's skip over that or cover it up with something such as a band aid, a rug, people, jobs. We cover it up and then we just walk over it as it gets bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger, and soon, sometimes, to even explode. But in the meantime, what are you communicating to your body, spirit, soul, and your mind? What are you communicating? Over the years, there's been so much conflict about breakdowns. And I know you're thinking breakdown as in mental breakdown, but in order for the mental to break down, the physical has to break down. Or the physical to break down, the soul has to break down. In order for the spirit to be broken, all of those things are happening. So there is a breakdown in one of those things, or if not all, when you have a breakdown. Now, the dynamics of this, it speaks volumes to each other, how we really deliberately work with one another, talk to one another, love one another, listen to one another, look at one another. That's often compromised by some, you know, nonsense that we have agreed to, that we really didn't take in and say, does that serve me? So we've unconsciously adapted these very poor um, habits, or very very poor agreements. That's what I like to call them. That I agreed to something, I agreed to criticize. I agreed to condemn. I agreed to complain. I agreed not to have self control. I agreed not to have character. I agreed not to forgive. So the breakdown comes from those things. It starts there and it festers in your mind. And then as we reach out to others and love one another or call ourselves loving one another, we become triggered from that weakness of that agreement that we made. So if somebody is doing something that you have to forgive, triggers you, you made an agreement already, you're not going to forgive. Guess what happens? You butt heads with that person, and thus the breakdown. Or we've agreed not to listen to another person about another thing because they've failed us in so many other ways. So what do? We actively not listen. And there, what does that happen? We butt heads with that person, or we don't agree to what they're saying, or we just don't want to hear what they're saying, or we really don't listen and we ignore them. And guess what? A breakdown. Now, how do we get out of that bad habit, that old-fashioned way of thinking, the choice or the decision that we've made in our minds to agree to? How do we get out of that? How do we become part of a relationship that's healthy, a deep relationship, a real friend relationship? Well, it starts with us. Are we really true with ourselves? Because in order to have a friend, you have to know what a friend is. So if you don't know, if you're not a good friend to yourself, then you don't know what a friend looks like on the outside. So you can't ask someone for something that you don't even have. So it begs to differ a deeper connection and grow closer to yourself. That's what has to happen. You have to develop a deeper connection and find yourself. Okay, yourself is not out here. Yourself is in here. It's not, what you do and how you do it. It's who you are. It's not who you're affiliated with. It's who you are. And that flame burns brighter than any flame that I know of. And it also is a flame that can burn down conflict, but it also can create conflict. I talked to somebody the other day about the different flames, and we were talking about different lighting apparatuses. And I told them, I said, that one thing that she used, I think it had some fluid in it, and it was looked like a torch. And I said, that's a blue flame. That blue flame burns up everything, and is a very, very powerful. And I said, but the red flame, it kind of simmers, and you could smell smell the difference, smell the food. But the red one seems to, the blue one seems to burn straight through. So we gotta make sure that we're not burning straight through something and escalating it to the point that it's not usable, or that person, say even your friend, you have to make sure that you're internally, radiating from internal to external to, instead of external to internal, because it will never happen. This will all burn up before you get to that internal part. So there's some truth in learning to be close with yourself. Be clear on your intentions. Whenever you're friends with someone, or you are loving someone, be clear on your intentions and speak often and talk about things. I find so many relationships fail because of there's no clarity in what your intention is and what my intention is. It's just what I want, and both of them are saying I, and no one's talking. Take part in your breakdown. Work on what your intentions are and communicate it effectively. First and foremost, take control of how you feel. A lot of times our feelings are not dealt with prior to meeting another friend. Okay, let's just say I had a friendship that really bruised and hurt me. I am now coming out of a friendship and I'm looking for some other friends, but I haven't mended the part that I said that Sister Susie So hurt my feelings because she did this and this and this, and I still have it on my shoulder. But I go out and I reach friends and I say to them, I want to tell you right now how I feel. That's the biggest no you can ever say, because that's not their responsibility to heal what your friend did to you. You have to go back to the ex-friend and heal that with them, and then heal within so that you can have friends. It's simple as that. So you can have a relationship. Yes, we all have situations in our lives that we have to get over, we have to get through, but know where you are in that breakdown. Know your part so that you can heal for real and move on and have a better life. I hope today that you've heard something that is going to help you, or even if you didn't and you want to hear something different, let me know. But just I want to share with that part with you is to please don't just want the breakthrough, want to know your part in the breakdown so that you can build yourself up and be better and be much more of a person. This is Edna J. White signing out.